Yeah, I've had so many emotions the past week or past couple days. It's just very sad. And that's what I'm going to give you for that.
What's your excitement level though as you know get into the official practices now and try to get this first one under your belt here today?
We actually practiced yesterday, but yeah, we have our 30 practices and we're going to work hard in every single practice. We were together all summer long, and we're just going to work hard and get to that first game, which is November 6th.
How do you feel like the summer and the fall went for you guys, getting some of these new faces integrated with the team?
Which a cool thing was we went to Italy. I don't know if you know that, but we just we had 10 practices before we went, and we incorporated a bunch of our stuff that we do like in a game actually, and then we got to play 3 games out there. So it was pretty easy to mesh together.
What did you see from the team in those games over in Italy that you liked and also that you guys want to continue to improve on?
We all just played as a team, which was really fun to play together and with. We just knocked down our threes and yeah, played great.
This team, how does this team differentiate from teams that you've played on here in the past, or do you expect this team to kind of take on the same identity that we've seen here in years past?
This team reminds me a lot of like my first year playing, and we just move the ball really well and just play for each other.
Is it just that moving the ball and playing for each other that reminds you of the first year, or are there other things that make you reminded of your first year?
Only that.
Gotcha. For you, obviously going into your senior season, where have you tried to improve your game over the summer, and where do you feel like you're trying to make the biggest step this year?
Honestly, I'm just trying to play as a team and work hard and win some games. Not really worried about myself.
We're very excited, It's a brand new year, brand new. We got a big new group of guys, so very excited to get out there and practice together and be out there again.
How do you feel like the summer and the fall went for you guys as a group?
It was very good. We got a lot better, as we went to Italy. Really got our chemistry up. It was a big focus for us, just to have good chemistry this year. So it was really good.
How have you seen? Obviously there's a lot of new faces. How have you seen some of those guys integrate themselves with the team and with the culture? And where do you feel like that process is at?
Well, they've been doing really good. Obviously, yesterday was our first official practice, so we all have a lot of things we need to get better at still. But they're doing really good so far.
What are the key things that you guys are emphasizing in these first few weeks of practice as you get some time to really focus on yourself before you get ready for that first game?
Just all the small details, so many small details that go into the game. Like when you close out, you want to be on high shoulder and just focus on all the small details right now. But then we just kind of go from there, just really break it down.
How much do you enjoy getting back into the normal schedule where you're almost feeling like, okay, this is what we're going to be doing. We're getting ready for real games again?
Oh, I love it because now we can be in there together. We're in there 2.5, 3 hours every day. It's just fun being out there with them again, and we go play a lot of up and down, play a lot of live. It's a lot of fun. It's what we love to do.
Playing the UCLA's and the Ohio States, how important is that for a program and for you guys to get that experience?
Oh, that's very important. That's going to be 2 huge trips, and hopefully, we can go out there and get wins and keep changing the program. So that's huge for us.
For you, where have you tried to grow your game in the off season, and where do you feel like you've made the biggest improvements to your own personal development?
Definitely, I focus on my physical strength and my weight, but also my mental strength. Just being more confident in what I can do, and being mentally strong can go a long way. So I've been focused on just my mental and physical strength.
What are your expectations for this group this year if you guys are able to reach your full potential?
My expectations, obviously we want to win as many games as we can, but right now I'm just focused on today. Just take it day by day, get better today than we were yesterday.
With guys like Bryson and X leaving, how do you see your role, evolving on the offense and defensive side of the ball?
Bryson did a lot of good things for us, but I think since he's gone now, we all just have to be more aggressive on both sides of the ball now. He's a really good player for us, and it's big shoes to fill, but we're just going to all be more aggressive and pretty much, yeah.
All right, Casey, obviously senior season for you. I guess what's the excitement level as you head into this first day of practice?
It's very exciting. I'm really excited to get this season going. We're finally done with the conditioning and all the hard lifts and everything. Now we can just focus in on us and just playing basketball and being out there with my teammates and just having fun, getting up and down. It's very exciting.
Obviously, with the way the rules have changed over the last couple of years, you guys are able to do kind of more stuff as a team in the fall, and obviously you guys had that trip together in the summertime. How do you kind of make this first day feel different? Feel like it's kind of really here?
Just coming in with tons of energy. Just try to inspire my teammates. By going as hard as I can, and trying to inspire them to go as hard as they can. Honestly, we're all very excited to get this season going. So I don't really think I'm gonna have to do much as far as that goes.
How much did that trip and those extra practices kind of help you guys, not only from being able to get that extra time on the court together, but also team bonding and getting to know each other a little bit?
Well, we got the guys a little bit more incorporated with our system and how we play, with the extra practices. And then the trip just helped us, just really bond. We got to go sightseeing together, got to eat together, do stuff like that. And we were just able to really talk and connect and learn more about each other, which was really good for us.
How strong is the connection for this group right now as you get ready to start this new journey?
It's very strong. We all hang out literally almost every day, watching TV, playing video games, stuff like that, going to sporting events. We all talk all the time, obviously, and we're just really connected right now. It's really going to help us during the season.
And how important is the work that you're doing today, this week, as you head into that first game? How important is this stretch right now?
It's very important. This is just a time where we just focus on us, focus on getting our stuff together defensively, offensively, getting the new guys incorporated with our like I said, the system, the way we play, and by the time the first game comes around, I feel like we're all going to be very ready.
Being a senior, how has your leadership role changed from last season?
Well, I'm definitely a lot more vocal this year. Last year it was me, John, and Bryson. This year, me and John are taking the bulk of the leadership, so I really had to step up my talk and also had to step on my work ethic and just really provide a good example for the guys coming in.
How do you expect to take over a little bit of the scoring load now that Bryson's kind of gone? Do you see yourself playing a more integral part of this offense?
Yeah, well, Bryson was, a major piece of our offense last year. Talking about an all-Summit League guy, averaged almost 30, So this year, I definitely have to be more aggressive. But at the same time, I still want to focus on being us, playing unselfish, getting guys involved. So, I'm just going to try and be more aggressive, especially going to the basket, but at the same time, I want to just stay with our process.
As obviously, you mentioned it, have a lot of new faces, but also you and John returning. If you guys are able to mesh and reach your full potential, what are your expectations for this team and what it can do by the end of the year?
Our expectation right now is just getting better each day. So, we're not really looking, all the way down the road. We just focus on getting better today than we were yesterday, getting better tomorrow than we were today. But if we just keep working and just keep doing what we're doing, there's no telling what we can accomplish this year.
Which of these new guys, obviously you've seen them a little bit in summer and in fall, which of these new guys that we haven't seen do you feel like is going to step up and make a big impact for you guys?
Honestly, it's really hard to pick just one. All of them bring a different kind of skill set and a different kind of mentality to the game. And I feel like, each of them combined is just going to be special for all of us. So it's really hard to pick just one guy.
How exciting is it to have an opportunity, your first couple games out of the gate, you get Ohio State, you get UCLA, to have an opportunity to play on some more big stages here in your senior year?
Oh, it's very exciting. First game out of the gate, we go to UCLA. They're going to be a very good team this year, so having the opportunity to play them first, with all the guys that they have, is going to be very exciting. And then playing Ohio State, 5 days later, is going to be also very exciting. So I'm very excited about the schedule we have this year and just being able to compete against the best competition.
I think we're ready to go. I think we're just all eager to get the season started and get off to a good start.
What do you want to accomplish here in these next few weeks of practice? Before you start to focus on that first game, what are the missions for you guys?
Just incorporating the culture within the new guys, I guess, and just being us and playing our way and being able to execute.
How have you seen those new guys kind of integrate themselves in the summer with the trip and then also with some of these fall practices?
Repeat that question, sorry.
How have you seen some of the new guys integrate themselves, with the team through the summer and through the fall, and how is that process going, getting a lot of those new guys blended in with the rest of the team?
It's going pretty well. I mean, they're good. They're all really good players and all really good guys. So we gel pretty well together, with the new returners and the newcomers coming in. And the big thing was going to Italy. We just wanted to focus on ourselves and actually teaching them, like I said, the culture of what we do and how we operate. So that's basically what it is.
How exciting is it to be back in the full practice schedule and marching closer to that first game?
Yeah, like I said, we're just ready to go and ready to get after the process of getting better every single day and improving each other's attributes as a team.
Obviously, with Bryson gone, I'm sure your role will continue to increase this year. What have you done to try to improve your game and get yourself ready for what I'm sure will be increased minutes this year for you?
Yeah, I've just been trying to be more aggressive towards the rim and getting my teammates involved more, whether that's off the pass or even off of my own scoring ability. So I've been trying to get in the paint more and creating for my teammates.
Being one of the returning guys on this team that obviously played quite a bit last year, is there kind of a leadership role that, even though you're still one of the younger guys, you're kind of stepping into this season?
Yeah, I mean, I would say so. Some of the younger guys, if they don't know what they're doing, I'll pull them aside sometimes and encourage them and teach them how we do things around here. And that's the same thing with Johnny or Kaysen. They do a really good job of leading the team and teaching younger guys how to play, really.
And in terms of talent, where does this team stack up with some of the other teams you've played on or been around here, and what can this team accomplish if it's able to reach its full potential?
I would say we're striving really high for goals this year. I mean, we've obviously haven't ever accomplished one thing, and I think everyone knows that, is getting to the tournament. So, I mean, that's basically one of our goals, and I don't know, we're just taking every single day and continuing building greatness towards the process.
I know I'm pretty sure everyone's like really excited to get it going, I know everyone's been talking about just like starting the season and stuff, so I sense everyone's pretty excited.
How critical do you feel like that trip was in the summertime to obviously gel you guys and being able to get some things together on the court kind of ahead of time?
I think it was like really important, especially like with the 10 practices and be able to actually like play games with the new teammates.
How do you feel like you guys did on that trip to Italy, and what did you see that you liked in those 3 games over there?
I think we did really well. I think I liked how we were like moving the ball and just how we connected as a team, just off the court too. I think that would help us moving on.
What are some of the key things that you guys are emphasizing here in these first few weeks of practice as you're kind of focusing on yourselves?
We're emphasizing just talking on defense, just communication in general, boxing out, just being unselfish.
Your game, what's your biggest goal in kind of developing through the beginning of the season here?
Personally, I'm just trying to do anything I can to just help the team, whether that just be bringing energy or like bringing energy to my teammates. Anything I can do to just help them.
Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Hey, this is your chance now. He says he wants to be a comedian. Give him your one joke of the day. Come on, step up. Step up. One joke. If it's dirty though, you can't publish this. Nothing dirty. It's like a PG version.
We can bleep stuff out.
Okay.
This is the outtakes for everybody.
All right. So Superman, Batman, and Spider-Man walk into a restaurant, and the waitress says, "Get out."
Well, for me mentally, it's a great transition because now you're not counting the hours, and you get your full 20 hours, and we're going 5 days a week minimum right now. So we don't really stop anymore. Really, I was count them up. We really trained for about 48 to 49 weeks last year. But at this point in time, we really transitioned to where we're doing more team stuff versus just straight skill work. And so, we start really coaching up what this team's going to be all about. And I'm excited about that. I don't know where we're going to, what we're going to really hang our hat on yet. That's kind of evolving with new personalities. We have 8 newcomers, and then 10 when you include our two transfers that sat out last year. But the things that we've really focused on that we want to be good at to take our program to the next level is, we got to be great at communication. And I think every coach in the country is striving for that. And you heard a couple of our guys mention that when you asked them. You've got to be able to rebound the basketball. We're putting a huge emphasis on both ends of the floor of being able to do that. And then we got to be able to make critical stops on the defensive end. And that comes from putting good ball pressure and then just being able to finish play. Sometimes that's on the defensive end of rebounding the basketball, but sometimes that's whether it's being in a gap, whether it's cutting baseline, just whatever it takes takes to finish a play. And that's where I think, we haven't reached that full potential the last 2 years like we did 3 years ago. And you win close games when you're just making winning plays to finish plays. And then we're going to, I know we'll hang our hat on being unselfish and we'll play with a fast pace and share the basketball like we have in years past. But that's kind of our focus in this first week.
You mentioned still trying to find that identity. Was there anything that you saw in Italy or leading up in the practices that maybe gave you a hint as to what the team's identity could be with some of the talent that you have?
Well, what I did notice is we don't have a lot of separation between those newcomers. Those 10 guys that haven't played a game for us. They all can play, and I think that's going to breed some great competition. The positive there is that, every day guys got to bring it because unfortunately you can't play, 14 guys. We only have one guy that's determined to be a red shirt, and that's BJ, who transferred from Kansas State. So there's going to be great competition as guys come in every day. And that hasn't really struck reality for our guys yet because we went to Italy. We extended the games, played 48-minute games instead of 40-minute games. Everybody played 18 to 24 minutes a game, and everybody played well, which is a real positive thing for this group. But now, we got to see when you turn the lights on. We got to see now when you've gone 3, 4, 5 days in a row, the grind of your September and October full practices, who can put on the floor every day, who's an everyday guy. And so I'm excited to see that progression with this group.
I know it's probably a little bit different because of the Italy trip, but how much value is there in this first week, and how critical is it in the eventual success of the team?
Well, I think every day you get together, there's value in that. In different ways, different emphasis. Right now for us, it's going to be who can put together back-to-back practices. Because you're going to start getting tired. Like we had really short practices going into Italy. I told our guys before Italy, hey, this is going to be different than the fall. We played a little bit more live. We had a little bit more fun. There were some details I let them play through. Whereas to be successful when you get into the grind of a college basketball season, it comes down to stacking details. And you're going to put on the floor on game day, what you allow to happen in practice. And so, I let them play through some things, and that's where I'm going to have to stop practice as we get into this week. And, who can then not be a retrained daily? Who then can take a critique or feedback and alter for the next possession? And then who can take the coaching, not put their head down and pout because coach said you need to get better in this area, and who's going to take that as positive critique and try and get better at that? And then that's who rises up. Those guys who can accept coaching and then put it on the floor, who's going to rise up and be at the top tier of those 10 newcomers for us.
Speaking of the 10 newcomers, anybody that has stood out to you, through the summer, through the fall, as a guy that is going to be able to, or a guy or a couple guys that's going to be able to make a really big impact this season?
Well, I mean, the two transfers with Marcus DeBerry and Matt Hoba, those guys have the benefit of having a full year of playing with us, sitting back and watching, and then putting it on the floor. And so they know the expectations, they know the routine, they know our style of play. They know how to react to me as I'm coaching them. And, they had great off seasons, both physically in terms of changing their bodies as well as developing the skills that were some weaknesses for those guys. So I expect those guys to have, really, really good years for us.
For Matt and Marcus, what are their strengths as players? What will both of them bring to the floor for you guys?
Well, both of them are very versatile, and versatile kind of in different directions. Marcus is 6'6", and now he added 20 pounds of muscle through our strength program and working hard this offseason, and our nutritionist. And, he's going to be able to play that small ball four-man for us sometimes, but also can, defend threes and twos in our league as well. So that sort of versatility is going to be good for us. And then with Matt Hoba, he played a lot of five when he was at Lehigh before he transferred. Now, I don't think that's where he plays his best basketball. He really stretches defenses. We've worked really hard on him being a perimeter defender, being able to put the ball on the deck as a power forward in our system, and we always like that guy to be able to shoot the three at a high level. And then he also can can defend some larger guys due to his toughness and his basketball IQ and his strength and just the time he's put into basketball. So I think he's going to play some 5 in some stretches, and it may just be to shake up the game. Or you've seen us where some of the big guys in the past, from Big Steve to Brent to X, they've sometimes struggled with that versatile mobile 5. And so to be able to shift to match up with other teams, I think Matt's going to give us that ability to guard some of those guys in our league as well.
With John, where does he need to make the biggest jump this year, and what are you looking to see from him in his senior season?
Well, he was phenomenal down the stretch of last year when he was healthy. And some guys, reflect and they look back on January where, he had a number of different health issues going through. And I thought January was actually his best month last year. Although his numbers weren't as efficient as we're all used to seeing, he was an absolute warrior. Still played 29 minutes a game, didn't score it like we saw down the stretch, but we need him to be that same warrior. And I want him to be healthy, but at the end of the day, I just need him on the floor in whatever capacity possible. I think he's one to where we talk about leadership. Obviously, as a senior, you want that leadership, and the area I've really targeted for him is, he's a good-looking kid. Everybody on campus loves him. He's got great mentality, great sense of humor. He's getting projected by the NBA, which is cool. That's cool for all of our guys. He's dominated the weight room. All those things that our guys want to be. And so really his leadership can be kind of that first follower, being, given credibility to whoever steps up and leads. So we need his voice, but also, whether it's Casey, whether it's Dylan, whether it's Matt Weir, whether it's Jared as a freshman stepping out, and when they talk and it's a positive thing and good leadership, him just giving credibility and jumping on board with that is an area that we really want him to dominate this year. On the floor, we want John to be John, but also, seeing what he did down the stretch, he's got to be able to take over a game, averaging 22 a game, I think, on 11 of those final 12 games. It was something like that. We need him to be able to do that. There may be some nights this year we may need him to drop 35. But we also just need him to make the players around him better, and we don't need him to carry the weight of the world. Just be a good player, have fun this year, and continue to be a great influence in the locker room every day.
Let's do one more question.
Coach, Summit League seems to be getting better and better every year. In order to kind of, keep up with that competition, what do you guys need to do to kind of beat that 8-8 conference record last season?
Honestly, I don't have an exact. There's things I talked about defensively that I'd like to really, really target on. We got to be better on the road this year. When we won the league 3 years ago, we were really good on the road and won a lot of close possessions. And I didn't change as a coach. And so I think the number one thing that we've targeted in our off season is teams that are really, they're just connected. All right, and through that communication and connection, that's where they end up building trust and commitment, and that's what carries you through the ends of games. And so I think a lot of that is what's going to happen up here and in your heart that's going to carry us through the basketball. I think everybody overplays the X's and O's, and I think so much of it is the chemistry and the culture, and we've been really, really good. With 5 straight postseasons with that, but ultimately it's a competitive league, and the ball's got to bounce your way. Sometimes, some of it's just luck as you finish out a play. Some balls bounce out, some balls bounce in, but at the end of the day, I think you give yourself the best chance if you have that tremendous communication, the connection that builds the trust and the community and the commitment, and that's what we're really hunting. Just great chemistry and culture this year.